I hope that everyone had a safe, socially distant Memorial Day weekend, and that your masks didn't get in the way of getting your perfect tan line or eating a hot dog. Now that we're back to the work from home grind, I thought I'd give you some recommendations of some of the things that I'm watching and listening to. First up is a Netflix show called Middleditch and Schwartz. That's Thomas Middleditch from Silicon Valley and Ben Schwartz, who's probably best known for his ultra-hyper role of John Ralphio in Parks and Rec. The two comedians went on an improv tour, pre-COVID of course, and then they turned 3 of those shows into Netflix episodes. They create scenes based on audience suggestions, and the results are sometimes laugh-out-loud funny. It's perfect quarantine viewing. It's good-natured and generally positive vibes. In the absence of actually being able to go to a stand-up show or an improv show, this is the next best thing, and it's cool to see 2 recognizable faces doing it. While it doesn't always hit the mark, it's a testament to how hard improv really must be to think on your feet so spontaneously. I mean, I can't even do these videos without a script. Next on my list is a podcast episode from the guys at Reply All, the podcast that's obsessed with all things internet. A few months ago, their episode, The Case of the Missing Hit, really blew up on Twitter and led some publications to say it was the greatest podcast episode of all time. That episode delved into a musical mystery, and for last week's episode of Reply All, the guys found yet another one. It centers around a guy who happened to write a casual Christmas jingle 3 years ago, then walks into a Kroger supermarket and hears his song playing on the loudspeaker. He'd put his song on YouTube and gotten like 37 likes. How could Kroger have found it and taken it without breaking music licensing laws? And how would they have even found it in the first place? The episode hooks you in and gets you thinking about things you hadn't thought about in the past, like how do supermarkets formulate playlists for shoppers? Turns out it's a pretty intense process. As the investigation goes on, it's clear that it's pitting one guy's word against another. The music composer versus the playlist curator. And they both happen to be called Brian, which is why the episode is called Brian versus Brian. And our video producer is also called Brian, so there's way too many Brians to deal with. Ever heard of a chayote? I hadn't either until I got stuck into my third recommendation. A lot of people have been sharpening their cooking skills during the quarantine, and I've been enthralled by a YouTube series by cooking brand Epicurious. It's a how-to series, but not any old how-to. It's the most in-depth, extensive how-to you've ever seen. With episodes like how to chop every vegetable, how to crack every nut, how to open every shellfish. They're really not kidding about every. The episodes last about 45 minutes, and you'll get sucked in and watch all 45. It's all fun and tongue-in-cheek, but you're actually learning some new skills so that you're not chopping your hand off along with that red cabbage. So I encourage you to tune in and go find out what a Castle Franco is.